guys, I hope you are doing well. It has been forever and a day since I have made a video for YouTube. I actually made a couple over the winter that never got uploaded for all manner of reasons, including iPhone just trouble and YouTube not uploading, and then internet service being no good for a while. And we have had quite a late spring here, and so everything is just, this is the first time I've come out and really started picking through this bed at all, and it's so exciting, and everything is looking quite happy for the most part. These guys are a little sad, but they'll perk up as the season goes on. And the rest of these guys, I just thought I'd give you a little peek as I walk along and look through. Oh, we got a walnut that somebody stashed there. And you can see the buds forming on the Lewisia here. It did quite well over the winter. I'm kind of in the shade. We got a huge mullein plant growing here, which is just a weed for a lot of people, but it's an herb that I use a lot in my herbal medicine making, and so I've left it there until I want to actually pull it out and dry it, until I have the time to actually prepare it. But it will be leaving shortly because it definitely is crowding all of these guys and doesn't need to be in this bed. Let's see, this was a kind of Delosperma, I believe. Yep, there we go. It's gonna come back. Just oops, sorry, I couldn't tell if it was focusing there. The light is really bright out here, you guys, and it's really hard for me to see the screen on the camera, so forgive me if things are a little wobbly or out of focus. Alright, all of these guys are looking good. Most of these, hopefully this year, are gonna get moved. Maybe not most, but quite a few. They were in this temporary raised bed, and they were just actually supposed to be in here for one season about 4 seasons ago, because we were doing dirt work and digging up some of our other beds and cutting out parts of the hill to make beds, etc. And so I put all of my babies, not all of them, but a lot of them in here of the outdoor succulents. And this is all just sedum of various kinds. But anyways, the plan was to plant them back in the ground that fall, and because I dug them up that spring, and that never happened. And they've just been so happy here. Despite being in the above ground beds, they've survived the weather quite well. I have a video, I might actually tack it on the end of this, that would be fun, from the winter where the beds are literally piled with, I don't know, 5 feet of snow over the top of them, because this is our driveway here that they're up next to. And so when my husband plows the driveway all winter, they get piled on top of this bed, which actually provides them with great insulation. So it works out really well. But I have we borrowed a snowmobile from family this winter because they weren't using it, and they were driving the snowmobile over this huge snow berm that was piled over these succulent beds, and it was pretty funny. I didn't get a video of that because they had stopped when I came out, but I did get a video of the big pile. I'm not sure what this guy was. I think he was a straggler that came in with these, but he's beautiful. I love just the contrast of the color. All kinds of goodies. More Lewisia blooms popping up. These are still super colorful. This winter, I apologize to everyone for not posting more videos. This winter went nothing like I had planned or anticipated in any which way, both health-wise for me and just otherwise. And I have ended up needing to put all of my attention elsewhere, other than making videos, succulent videos. So, well, that wasn't really in the plan. Hopefully, as the spring comes along, I will be able to be around more and more, and as I'm able to pull my plants back outside, the indoor ones, I just haven't even been doing anything with them. I haven't been repotting, I haven't been, nothing other than standard care. This was a hardy type of burrow's tail. Let's see, I think it's called turquoise tails. The tag is still here. Yes, turquoise tails. And it got pretty mushed up. I forget what happened to this area right here, but something got set on it or something, because you can see where it got mashed off here. But it's still coming up really, really good. This telosperma is kind of crowding it in here a little bit, but that's all right. And then I was so tickled. All of my Chinese dunce caps bloomed last year. And they're monocarpic, so when they bloom, they die. And I was so sad because both of my big, beautiful clumps decided to bloom last year. And so they were all going to be dead, but it just came out. And I was so happy. I literally squealed and kissed them. Look at these beautiful little babies. And there's more here. So there was a few, obviously, that didn't bloom. And I wasn't sure how they would survive in these above ground beds because I've never left my Chinese dunce caps outdoors in above ground beds before. They're right on the cusp for us zone wise. And so I was afraid they might be a little too cold and not survive at all. But they're looking pretty happy. So I'll clean out all this dead stuff, of course. But I didn't want to clear any of this away last year because I didn't want to risk pulling up a stem that had a tiny little leaf or something that might sprout up. You know, if I'd have cleared all this out, you could easily pull up one of these without even realizing. So I left every last scrap of, you know, stems and old stuff in just so that I could tell what survived in the spring. And I'm so glad I did, because they are coming back to life. All right, that looks like about the end of the succulent beds. The rest of this is herbs and strawberries and more herbs. All right, let's walk over here to some of the beds. I haven't even checked these out yet, so I have no idea what we will find. I'm really hoping the wind isn't awful. I'm kind of trying to protect it, the mic, but it's possible the wind isn't gonna be our friend. All right, got a couple Virgils coming up. These bloomed, as you can see. And sempervivums, or the hen and chicks, are also monocarpic. So when they bloom, they die. So they're really beautiful though, and the bees just love them. So while it's sad when they bloom and die, as long as you have a few that don't bloom and die, your cluster will get going again and it's totally fine. No reason to worry, but all of these are dead. But man, were the blooms fantastic last year. Just gorgeous. I had a lot of succulent blooms last year, actually. Mainly because my clusters are all getting larger, but most of the time, like this one, you know, this only means the one died. And all of these are still gorgeous and happy. I'm getting so many I can't even remember their names anymore. Pacific Blazing Star is what these are, and these are fantastic. They stay this color all year. Sorry about that. I hit a button trying to rearrange the camera in my hand and stopped the video. I was just saying that some of the succulents and sempervivums and sedums are only really bright colors early in the spring, and because the winter turns them a bright color from the cold, it's a stress from the cold, and then as the spring goes on, they return to more normal, you know, greens or lighter colors. But some of them keep their amazing color, like these guys. They're just fantastic. I love them. All right. These guys are Sempervivum magnificum. And we had quite a few blooms on those last year as well. I'm so excited to get out and weed. It's one of my favorite things every spring, is getting out and pulling all the dead leaves off all the succulents and herbs and cleaning out the beds and getting everything happy. There's another Delosperma ice plant. I think this one's a light purpley lavender, if I remember right, and some more dragon's blood sedum. And I believe this bed is succulent free. We have bulbs and poppies and mint I haven't looked at any of these beds this year, so. All right, this cluster kind of is up out of the ground. Oh wow, it's totally up. That must have been dug up by a deer or an animal. For whatever reason, these last 3 beds, the deer seem to be fond of. And so I'm slowly moving things out of them and into other places. But it's a work in progress because other beds aren't quite ready for everything yet. Here's a few more here. This is stone crop. A couple different varieties mixed in here, you can see. And a few more hidden chicks there. A couple of those. Valerian. Which, for those of you that aren't familiar with valerian, is an herb used medicinally for relaxation and sleep mainly. But it's really good for a lot of things. Lady's mantle and savory. Yep, something's been digging in this bed too. As you can see, these are all buried. I'll have to get the hose and come and wash them off. Get them happy again. These are Firebird. I think both clusters are, actually. These are Pekingese sempervivum. Another valerian. And this last bed may be succulent free as well. Oh, no, just one. Oh, there's a couple little clusters. Ah, my lavender plants are buried. Wow. The deer have been busy. And catnip, more valerian. And looks like some clusters dug up. I believe the deer are after their roots. That's the only thing that makes sense to me because they've all been dug up and having the bottoms eaten, not the tops, which is just very curious to me. Very curious indeed. And it's only these certain beds that they do it in. Alrighty, well, I think that's it for today. I might tack a winter video on the end of this, just to show you guys the piles of snow over the succulent beds for fun. And hopefully I will be around much more coming up soon. I am hoping to do both herbal videos and succulent videos on a much more regular basis again very soon. But until then, I appreciate all of your patience and your warm wishes. I've gotten many sweet messages from viewers saying that you miss me and that you're looking forward to when I make videos again. And it's super sweet and encouraging, and I just want to thank you all. And hopefully I will be back very soon. And until next time, happy growing. Succulent beds, but you really can't tell that they're succulent beds except for this little corner here. There's a few things peeping out, but all the beds here are piled with snow, and it's just been piled with snow from plowing our driveway, but today it has been a snowmobile ramp. And they've been jumping off of it and having all kinds of fun. Everything is pretty buried out here, as you can see. But buried is good. Oh, there's a few over here that aren't buried. Some sedum here. These guys are out and about. Hardy, lovely little fellows. It is quite chilly out here today. I'm not sure what the temperature is, but in the teens, I do believe. But everything else is pretty much buried, and that's great. They always survive a lot better with a good little bit of snow cover as opposed to the years when we have less snow. So I'm thrilled, and I hope you all are doing well. Sassy doesn't like Dad having a snowmobile because it goes too fast and she can't keep up. She can keep up with the four-wheeler, can't she? Yes, she can. But she can't keep up with the snowmobile, and it has no place for her to ride. I know, the four-wheeler has a place to ride, huh?